Actually, we made a summary and we felt it was good, it was worthwhile sharing with the public. We went to Inquirer to have a full-page ad, but it was rejected by Inquirer.
Wow.
Oh, so this ad was rejected by Inquirer, no? So when
with no reason, they just said we don't want to print it.
Yes.
Like
we were asking why. We were negotiating for 2 days for it to appear, and then suddenly we were told. We reject it.
Ipakita niyo before we pause for break. I want the audience to see this. So hold it up. There you go.
This is the summary of the summit. Here is the declaration of Colonel Mariano, and he signed it. We just wanted to make sure that, you know, we wanted to show it to media.
So yun talaga yung lagda ni Colonel Mariano sa baba.
And then sa media, usually they would ask, we want to validate. So para wala nang validate, pwedeng pakipirma na.
So, pirma talaga.
Pumirma siya. So, with that, how can you now say na hindi niya alam o talagang inuuto lang siya? Ang gumagawa ng kwento nun, yung mga iba na sa military para ipalabas na this is an isolated case or hindi niya alam, parang gano'n na inosente siya or naive or something like that.
Hold that thought, ma'am. We have to pause for a break, but in a few moments, we'll come back with Attorney Adaza to talk about the legalities of what Colonel Mariano did. So stay tuned. We'll be back after a few moments. Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. Tonight's topic, the Colonel Mariano controversy. I'm Buddy Cunanan, and joining us still is Linda Montaire, the lead convener of the Solidarity for Sovereignty. And of course, the timeless, the ageless, the priceless Attorney Comabono Adaza.
Thank you, thank you.
Good evening, ma'am, sir. And in the first segment, we showed, you, Ms. Montaire, came out and you really stated categorically that Colonel Mariano made the statement out of his own volition, with his consent. He was not duped, and he really knew this is for public consumption. And this is the stand of S4S, the ones who organized the forum in Club Filipino, where Colonel Mariano was taped. Now, let's talk about the legal aspect, because a lot of people were saying that, okay, he was in uniform when he said it. He was a serving officer. He hadn't retired yet. He said it. And some people are saying that I understand that he is now in detention. He's in jail, in detention in Naval Headquarters, or maybe in Fort Bonifacio, where he is being investigated. Now, some people are saying he could be liable for sedition. Now, Attorney Adaza, what is your take on this?
You know, he's not liable for sedition. Sedition is to raise arms against the government or against any of the institutions of government with the end in view of getting power of government as a result of your action. So, whether it's under the revised penal code or under the Articles of War, the act of Colonel Mariano could not be considered a sedition. It cannot also be considered inciting to sedition. He did not incite anybody.
He called for, he was saying the replacement, it's a duty of the soldiers to replace the government.
No, but it's the duty of soldiers and Filipinos to replace the government if it's not doing its functions, if it's not doing its function. He was only saying it in a different level because he's not a lawyer. If he were a lawyer, he would quoted immediately two provisions of the Constitution, which supports his view, which states, Section 1, Article 2, the government, the Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Sovereignty resides in the people, and all government authority emanates from them. As a matter of fact, this particular provision was the basis of EDSA 1, of which the mother of the present president is the primary beneficiary, because the Filipino people did not benefit from it.
Okay. Okay.
The second provision was Section 3 of Article 2.
Okay.
The most important provision there is, in that particular provision, it says, the armed forces of the Philippines is the protector of the people and the state. It says, remember, it is the protector of the people and the state. It does not say the protector of government, because that particular provision makes particular reference to protecting the interest of the people and the government. No, the people and the state.
Yes.
People refers to the citizens. State refers to the territory.
Yes.
The territory.
Yes.
Government is usually mistaken for the administration.
Yes. Yes.
Government is permanent.
Yes. The administration changes.
Yes, the administration changes every time there is an election,
Yes.
or a move prior to an election, like each one and each two.
Yes.
Now, examining the statement of Colonel Mariano, as I heard it tonight,
Yes.
and as I saw it in one of the leading dailies here, and as I saw it right now, which was signed by him, there's nothing wrong with that statement. It does not violate any law. It does not violate the, as I mentioned earlier, the Articles of War of the Revised Penal Code. As a matter of fact, suppressing that statement is in violation of the Constitution. And any particular person who does that, especially if he's in government or in conspiracy with some people in government, may be in serious trouble.
Now, sir, was it improper for him to have issued such a statement? You know, if I had made the statement, and I'm a civilian, I'm a private citizen, I mean, obviously it wouldn't have had a big impact, unlike a colonel in uniform in active service saying it. So was it improper for him to have come out with a statement like that?
It's not improper. It's improper not to say it. That's what's improper.
Yeah.
It's improper, as a matter of fact, for the Philippine Navy to conduct an investigation on Colonel Mariano. If I were in their shoes, I'd just let him go, pay his retirement fee, pay, and then everything will be all right. Because he's not saying that you should replace the government. He did not say that.
He was
If the government is not doing its duty,
with the condition as that, like
yeah.
theoretically, he was saying.
to solve the problems of our people, to rescue us from poverty and hunger, then it's the duty of the people to change that kind of government.
Yes.
So that's nothing criminal. It doesn't impinge on any provision of the Articles of War or the Revised Penal Code. They keep on mentioning conduct and becoming an officer and a gentleman. As a matter of fact, many of them, not Colonel Mariano, should be guilty of conduct and becoming an officer and a gentleman. I know many of them, because as a matter of fact, I've been lawyering for people like Colonel Mariano. I'll cite you to particular instances. Colonel Mapalo, Carlito Mapalo. You know, he wrote a very beautiful thesis in GEC, beautiful thesis, impugning the promotion system.
Yes.
And then after that, he wrote his thesis. I think Chief of Staff Abu was saying that anybody from the armed forces of the Philippines on the theory of transparency can go to media and complain about anything else. What happened to Colonel Mapalo?
He was thrown in the brig.
He was investigated.
Yes.
And I was his lawyer in the court martial. Another one was Efren Dakil, Deputy Commander of the Philippine Air Force. You know what Dakil did? Complain about why is it that 50,000 pesos was given to wing commanders in cash. He was only asking why. And he was a deputy commander. They were given 8,000. He didn't receive the 8,000 but deposited it in the bank.
I think it's because the prevailing culture in the military is that we settle this among ourselves, keep it within the organization, take it up with your superiors, but to go outside, I think that's what they
But that's wrong.
On.
That's absolutely wrong, because I have studied very well their grievance system. As a matter of fact, the grievance system goes up to the level of the president. That's exactly what Colonel Mapalo did, brought it to the level of the president. I mean, he followed the grievance